Welcome back to Top World Disc Golf for the final round coverage of the Top World Disc Golf Tour finale. Here's your scores from the first 14 holes. Edan Badajos is putting together a stellar round, -8 through the first 14 holes. And he's followed behind by Devin Rowell, who's currently -15 for the event, so just 5 strokes back. Behind them is McCormick and Badajos.
Badajos, the son of Edan Badajos. Father-son combo on the lead card here. That's his son looking on in the background right there, and there they are together.
Exactly, father-son duo, can't beat it. Pretty cool to have that on Top World. And joining them, we have Devin Rowell and McCormick. Let's get straight into it. Hole 15, par 4, 466 feet. The play here is a backhand throw or a sidearm on the left side. But you want to just punch it straight towards this fence netting on the right side of the fairway. And then right here, as we fly through these double mandos, just want to put it close to those mandos and give yourself a easy birdie, potential for an eagle as well. See what these guys opt for. Devin Rowell up first.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a tweener. Very tough to get the 2 though. Oh, the bounce off the netting. Love it. That looked like he did that on purpose too.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, honestly. You know you're going to get that kick back because it is a pretty taut netting over there. So we'll see if Edan here goes for a similar line.
Looks like he's not trying to bounce it off the netting, but going for a very similar landing zone. Yep, and there he is, only about 15 feet away from Devin.
And McCormick up next, out of Modesto, California.
Another good-looking, similar line. And good grouping right there, all 3 of them. Looking at a pretty straightforward approach. We saw on the front 14 that Jai has a great forehand.
Yeah, that opens up this line here. Big sidearm and hope for the big skip if you give it the angle. And he gets it.
Nice.
So a couple opportunities for some eagle throw-ins then.
Yep, a little bit low from Jai maybe, but it slides up there nicely. He should be fine for the birdie 3. Nice little approach from Edan. Would have liked to see him give it a run for eagle, but it looks like putts behind the basket could be tricky, so I see why he opted to just lay up.
Yeah,
Devin was giving that a run for eagle for sure.
Yeah, had a chance there. And see if Jeffrey can put it close.
Or put it in.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was a good run. Well, everybody's up there for birdie looks now, so I can say there were no eagles on the day.
Dang. Maybe next year.
Jai was having some putting struggles towards the end of the front half of this round, but he starts the back half with a nice birdie there. Hopefully that can calm his nerves a little bit. Well, looking like it's going to be a star frame here. A couple tap-ins remaining.
Yeah, good way to start part 2 of our coverage. Birdies all around. All right, onto a pretty short hole, hole 16, 254 feet. Got the cart path we're flying over, which is OB on and beyond left. And then on the right side, we have another large net, and if you somehow were to go over that or over the tennis court fencing, then that tennis court area is also out of bounds.
That cart path looks pretty close behind the basket, so main thing you want to avoid here is going deep, I think.
Yeah, is he gonna get to bounce off the fence again?
He got it. I don't think it was on purpose that time, because that is way too wide for this hole, so I have to imagine that was a bit of a grip lock. Perfect shot from Edan.
So now I'm scared.
And McCormick up next.
Little bit wide. Oh, unfavorable ground play, unfortunately. Circle's edge look, maybe just outside. Good looking line from Jai.
Oh, yeah.
Closer than Dad. Closer than everyone. Perfect shot. Okay, Devin's actually a bit closer here than it looked from the T-cam perspective. He's got a circle's edge look.
Yeah, and since that tennis court is out of bounds, he gets a little meter closer, a little relief there.
Just low. Oh, just right side for Jeffrey.
A little bad.
Another birdie for Edan, and he extends that lead to 6 strokes over Devin at this point. Drop in birdie for Jai. Couple of pars for Devin and Jeffrey. And we move on.
Yep, moving on to one of the longer holes on the course. Hole 17, it's a par 5, 887 feet. And the left of netting is out of bounds. So there's that cart path, but that doesn't count. It's actually the netting that is beyond that is the out of bounds point. So big distance off the first 2 shots will put you in a good position to get the birdie or even a potential at an eagle look, because it is kind of a, when it comes to par 5s, a shorter par 5, but definitely a long hole, and with very little run up behind the tee pad as well.
Oh, good looking flex line from Edan there. Getting full flight out of that disc. Fun to watch.
Very nice.
Nice rip from Jai as well. Going a little bit left. But he's good there. No problem. We've got to look at the green up there. The chase card still throwing their up shots. This hole does look like it could be eagleable by big arms with a couple of great shots.
Yeah, it definitely favors those players that like a shorter run up. You can see that Devin kind of had to abbreviate his normal run up there.
Yeah, I'm sure Edan did too, because he normally likes the longer run-ups as well. Looks like Jeffrey's lining up a roller here. Always fun. Too much cut. Oh, I think that stayed safe. Because it's OB past the netting, but not the path.
Exactly, calling it in. That was definitely going out of bounds, but it hit the right side of the bush and stays in bounds.
That's so close.
So they'll get a meter off of that, so he's basically going to be playing from a brand new tee-pad.
Yeah, right on the path there. He even said it, tee-pad? That looks like too much hyzer.
Oh yeah, not where you want to be.
All right, Devin second. Keeping it nice and wide, far away from that rough on the left. Perfect layup. As long as you're not going for the eagle, that looks like the landing zone you want to aim for.
Edan's second shot, a little early.
Yeah, it's going to be pinched off there. Maybe a high forehand or spike hyzer backhand approach.
And the furthest drive out of the group is going to go to Jai, see what he can do on the second shot.
I like it. Oh, that was a little earlier than I thought it would be. Yeah, that's going to be pinched off just like Edan over there. Let's see what they're left with. Jeffrey, yep, going to have to go forehand roller here. Or just a forehand, Annie. Not bad, considering the lie. He's got a long look to save the birdie still, I think. Yeah.
And it looks like Edan's looking at that high spike hyzer line that you're mentioning. Does it get over everything? It does. Oh, very nice. Of a short putt for birdie now. Devin's third shot.
Oh, no. Slipped out of his hand there. That's too bad. The first two shots were so good. Thought he pretty much had the birdie locked in.
Jai's third shot. A little low, but still a chance for birdie.
Nice little floaty approach there from Jeffrey, and he's going to save the par most likely. Oh, almost. Looking like a par for Devin as well, and here is Jai for a long birdie look. Oh, just low.
Sit
No.
down.
More getting Daylod.
It's rough out here. So now this is to save
Save
par.
Yeah. Great putt. Well, looks like he's got those mental struggles on the green figured out a bit here. The birdie attempt was very close, and the confident comebacker after the rollaway for par looked great. I like how this basket says 17 and 18 at the same time.
Yeah, it's confused. thing that is interesting is the first 9 holes actually have the Discmania Disc Golf Park baskets, and then the other 18 are the Innova Disc Catcher targets. So very similar baskets, but slight differences.
Yeah, that's true. Now that you mention it, I remember that from the first 9 holes, but I had forgotten at this point.
All right, on to probably the best or most beautiful hole on the course. Just love this mini top of the world feel out here at Boulder Creek. It's still Santa Cruz County, so it's got some De La vibes. 395 feet downhill, so plays shorter. You got a little bit of water on the left side off the fairway that is out of bounds, and then you have the road that is OB long, but should not come into play because it's about 100 feet long of the basket. So just a beautiful hole out here.
Yeah, looks very fun to throw too.
Yeah, definitely one of those ones during a casual round you might empty the bag.
Good looking shot from Edan, pin high left. Once again, Jai going to that power forehand of his. Nice and flat. The width looks good. Fade looks good. Oh yeah, in the circle. Devin with the backhand hyzer approach. Looking good. Now just fading a little too far left there. Long look at a birdie still, maybe 50 feet or so. Jeffrey looks like, yeah, he read the wind nicely on the previous shots and started that out wider, but it still ends up going left. Interesting crosswind or something happening out here that seems hard to read on this hole based on the fact that 3 out of the 4 players, all 3 players that went backhand had kind of the same error. Yeah, you can see the flag there. That would have been right to left wind off the tee. Headwind now for all of their putts.
Yeah, the trees are really moving at this point. Getting breezy.
Yep, headwind kept that putt straighter than he wanted. One more chance from over here on this side of the green from our leader, Edan Badajos. Oh, just high. Headwind will do that too. And Jai with the best drive of the group. No.
Cannot convert.
Man, I was rooting for you, Jai. And Jeffrey with a little comebacker here for par. Not too far, but it is windy still. Oh, yep, just low. And it was tailwind from that side, so yeah, the wind is doing what you expect the wind to do in those various directions, but it's still hard to deal with. Whoa, wasn't expecting that. Wow, this hole is really giving our lead card some trouble.
Yeah, this basket's playing tricks on him. Just on a mound with the wind swirling. It's a deadly combo.
Well, Devin saves the bogey. Jeffrey with the bogey, couple of pars. And at this point, I got to shout out the only birdie of the day on this hole coming from Tim Hammersley. Feel like I shouted him out for some tough birdies on the front half of this round a couple times as well. You might not have made it onto lead card coverage, but you're making it onto lead card commentary multiple times. Good job getting the tough birdies that no one else was getting.
All right, let's shake those putts off. Headed into hole 19, 374 feet, par 3. So it's a longer par 3 and plays a little bit longer because this fairway is slightly uphill. Takes a power backhand, or if you watched our last coverage, you may have seen Mike Sale with the nice roller play, which plays pretty well here. We might see Jai's opt for the power sidearm again because he's got that in the tank. First on the box is going to be Edan. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, good shot.
I think he had the distance there, but looks to be pin high, but too far left.
Good looking flex backhand there from Devin, just a little bit too low, a little more height. I think he could have maybe gotten himself into the circle, but yeah, this one looks hard to reach. 374 uphill, protected green, low ceiling towards the end of the flight.
Oh, that's bad.
I like the idea of the roller for sure, but yeah, like he said, that was bad.
Roller's been so bad this weekend.
It's got some work left for the par still. Jai, awkward stance here. Stretching out to get around the trees. Oh, good little chip up. Should be an easy par for him. All right, long birdie look here for Devin.
Can he convert?
Oh, good bid. I was expecting him to do a little floaty low ceiling putt to the left, to his left of that tree, but he went with the hyzer around. Creative. Almost made it work.
And Edan for birdie.
Clipped a little branch. Would have loved to see what could have been. Tough hole, though. Everybody still trying to save their par here. No birdie opportunities left on the lead card. And Jeffrey's in for his par. There were actually 0 birdies on the day on this hole, despite the fact that it only averaged 3.09. Just slightly over par. Actually looks like we had 1 bogey and the entire rest of the field parred it. Not a lot of scoring separation on this one.
That one person just left out of the party.
Aw.
Par frame. All right, headed on to hole 20. So the only OB here is the fence line on the left side. So if you go over the fence, that would be out of bounds. Pretty standard hole besides that. There's a sidearm line that's straight up the middle. Pretty hard to work a backhand up the middle of the fairway because of the low ceiling. So if you are a backhand player, then they're probably gonna look at the line that's off to the right side, off the tee.
Yeah, a little too flat. I think he was trying to go that low, but keep some hyzer on it to get that flare skip after hitting the ground, but didn't quite work out.
The angle of the disc is crucial on that backhand line. Much more simple shot with the sidearm, but there is the low ceiling factor. But perfectly executed from Jai.
Well done, kid.
And then Devin going back to the lefty backhand, which also plays.
A little bit too inside, maybe? Oh, not much, though. He's fine. In the circle for a birdie look.
Better angle than Edan's. Gets the big
yeah.
skip.
Okay, just a little short. Not a bad shot, though. Low ceiling here. I wonder if Edan's just laying this up. Yeah, can't really run that one. He's got the strokes to play with anyway, with that 8-stroke lead of his. Just wide for Jeffrey. And Devin with a chance to take a stroke back on Edan. Oh, just low. He's kind of running out of holes to catch him at this point. We got 7 more after this hole. So he needs more than a stroke per hole at this point if he wants to catch Edan. Seems quite unlikely, but nothing's impossible. But Jai with the fantastic drive and drop-in birdie gets the only birdie on lead card.
There you go. Takes the box. Hole 21, par 3, 417 feet. No out of bounds to speak of on this hole. I think it's a roller or a sidearm power shot to get there. Plays a little shorter than 417, and this is my favorite basket placement on the course. A little elevated on the tree stump.
Yeah, elevated on the tree stump, also on a slope. So lots of rollaway potential here on missed putts, I'm sure. But definitely a very cool looking green. Kind of reminds me of a couple of the greens at Lava Creek in Paradise, California, for anyone who played that. I know it was damaged and eventually closed from the campfire, unfortunately, but it was a great course while it existed. I'm actually not sure if it's been resurrected at this point.
Looks like Edan's going for that backhand roller line.
Love it. I will never get tired of watching a roller. Come on, stand up. Great distance roller. Too bad what he wanted was a left to right roller, but still should be an easy layup for par from there.
Yeah, 100 feet long.
Yeah. Should have
Devin
used
go
that
back
on
to
one
the
of the...
lefty.
Yep. Eden should have used that distance roller on one of the 1,000-foot par 5s that we've seen. Maybe try to get an eagle.
This looks good, but he gets that roll away that's been haunting him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when we've seen rollaways, more often than not, it's been happening to Devin, unfortunately. Jeffrey going forehand. Yeah, comes up a bit short. 417 is a heck of a forehand hyzer. Yep, just laying up. Eden laying up nicely. Yep. All right, Jai's got to look at the birdie here.
Oh.
Ooh.
Good sit.
Yeah. Can't blame him for not wanting to run that super high risk putt. And Devin laying up as well. And yeah, this is another hole like hole 19 that doesn't have good scoring separation. We averaged 3.18 with 91% of the field taking par. And then this time there was a single double bogey. So hole 19 we had all pars and a bogey. This one we got all pars and a double bogey for the field. Weird. that footing. That's funny. Pars all around.
All right, on to probably the most aceable hole on the course. Hole 22, it's par 3, 166 feet, hidden in this redwood grove. Pretty cool green. The only danger of this hole is the road is about 80 feet long, and the basket is out of bounds, but shouldn't really come into play here. And haven't seen too many sidearms.
That looked good. See what kind of a putt he's left with from back there, as this is an extremely protected green. But I agree with you, Keenan. This is one of the most unique greens I've seen in disc golf. I love it. I got to imagine that's just going to be a little layup. It doesn't look like he has the angle to go for that putt.
Yeah, it looked like he missed his line, but there actually is a second hole through the redwood trees on that left side, so we'll see what he's left with.
Okay. I stand corrected.
But Devin just misses everything and goes over the road out of bounds. Haven't seen that before. Plinko.
All right. A little too much turn from Jeffrey, but the way that sits there, I think he'll be able to straddle out and have a close putt for birdie.
Now Devin's on the highway practically, and very difficult to save par from there.
Yeah, there's that gap you were talking about over there. Couldn't see that from the T-Cam perspective originally. What a putt. Good birdie, Edan. And with Devin taking bogey at best at this point, it's honestly pretty much over for the race for first. Oh, tricky putt from Jai. Just a little high. Hits the band. Devin's going to try to save his bogey now from a very similar location.
The lefty turbo putt?
Dude, this guy's got it all. How did he even decide that lefty turbo was the thing he should practice? Like, how many people practice turbo putts at all, much less with their non-dominant hand? Oh, yeah. Easy birdie for Jeffrey. He didn't even have to straddle that much. I love how the basket's kind of down in a pit, too. Crawl out of there. And Jai with the par.
Cool. On to hole 23. 407-foot par 3. And there is the danger of the river that is down the ravine to the right side. That is out of bounds, but you got to go all the way to the water for it to count as out of bounds. So a little bit of leeway there. Pretty long hole in terms of par 3s out here. So we'll see. First up is Edan. See what he can do.
Loses the hat. Fades out a bit much, but he's got the strokes to play with. He should be able to just lay up and take an easy par from there. Yeah, Jeffrey most likely par layup coming up from him too. I don't think anyone wants to run a 80-footer towards the ravine. Oh, too low. I wanted to see Jai get a full flex out of that power forehand on this hole. It does shape perfectly for it.
Yeah, I agree. This is one that I've only birdied once with one of my better sidearms. The T sign there says 420 feet, which is a little longer than the 407 we have listed here. So I'd say that maybe is a little bit more accurate. And Jai's second shot here, hoping to put it close.
Sit. Yep, he's all right there. Yep, Edan laying up. A couple more layups coming up, I'm sure, since no one's really close enough to give it a run. Well, maybe Jeffrey will here. Let's see. Nah, can't blame him. That layup was a little short, though.
Not really something you practice, huh? Laying up.
Yeah.
It's always harder when you actually have to do it. This looks like a bid.
A smart way to give it a bid with a death putt like that high floaty bid, the dad putt as they call it. Jai coming back for the par. Oh, come on, sit down. Rude. All right, he's got a little bit of a harder putt now for bogey than he had for par. Hey, there it is. Unfortunately, a putt for bogey, but a good putt nonetheless. And Jeffrey with the par. Jeffrey and Jai now only a stroke apart. Jai's got to start getting some birdies if he wants to keep that third place finish. The rest of our card just tapping in pars here. And there were no birdies on the day on this hole. 82% par.
Guess that doesn't surprise me. Tough hole. This
Yep.
one, though, a lot more birdieable. 276-foot par 3. Got the cart path on the left side, which is OB on and beyond. And then we have the creek way down the hill there that is also out of bounds, but it takes a shank to get it down there, honestly. We're looking for birdies here. Up first is Edan Badajos. This looks wide, needs to fade.
There's that shank you were talking about that it takes to get down there.
He's not out of bounds, so he's still going to have to play from down there. He's not quite in the creek. But yeah, not a great shot. This looks much better.
Good angle on that hyzer shot from Jeffrey, and yep, he's probably about 20 feet. Good drive. Also a good looking shot from Devin. Oh yeah, even closer than Jeffrey. A little bit wide from Jai maybe, but that disc is very overstable. Oh, he comes back. Right on the edge there. Not bad.
How did I not hit this? Found it.
Into the ravine they go. Looking for Eden's disc. There is that OB creek there that you mentioned, Keenan, but I believe his disc is eventually located not in the creek.
Yeah, I'd like to see the out of bounds tightened up on this hole because should not be playing from down there.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I didn't see it.
He's got a
Hit that
little
gap for
line.
like 15 feet.
Yeah, I see it.
It's possible to keep this bogey-free round going.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that he was bogey free. Yeah, he did say that he could see the basket from down there, and that was a good pitch out. Close look to save the par. And Jeffrey for birdie. Oh, no. Air ball. Just right side for Devin. The struggles continue. Good drive for Jai here, just in the very, very edge of the rough. Open putt, though. Very nice. That's
And
the
he
only
converts.
birdie. Yep, only birdie on the card. Back to having 2 strokes on Jeffrey. Devin still sitting pretty solid in that second place spot, although at this point I'm not sure what chase card was doing. Crazy that Edan now has a 10-stroke lead, though.
Yeah, playing solid. 50% birdies.
Yeah, that's right. And his score in round 1 was 12 down, so if he can get just one more birdie coming down the stretch, second round will be the best round for him. He does save the par there and remain bogey-free, as I'm glad you pointed out, since I had failed to notice that. 27 holes bogey-free, that's quite a feat. Let's see if he can keep it together on these last 3.
Yeah, this could be a tough one. Don't let the distance deceive you. It's a very tricky line, and if you get off the fairway, it can be kind of hard to save the par. You do have OB long of the basket, as well as a bridge, which is out of the frame to the right, which is also out of bounds. So the shot kind of requires a quick flexing sidearm, is what I've seen is the most successful.
Kind of like that. Looks good. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Almost aces it.
That's the line. But Edan hasn't been throwing any sidearms, so we'll see if he can work the backhand through there.
And like you said, Keenan, this really does shape better for the forehand. Even a player like myself who has a terrible forehand, I feel like even I would chip a little gator shot on this or something. But Edan makes the backhand work perfectly, so he knows something
nice.
that I don't. Yep.
Very finessey. Oh, that's what you don't want if you kick over to the right side like Jeff just did. It's like a wall of trees in the way of the basket, so it can make it tough up and down.
Oh. Not the greatest shot to begin with, but that twig was very rude, kicking him way off to the left there.
Yeah, it's kind of the better miss though. Like I said here, this is just jail that Jeffrey's working with, whereas where Devin landed on the left side, there's a cart path around that side, and it's much more open.
A good shot from there. That was probably a harder shot than the tee shot. Another lefty.
Backhand approach.
Yep. Very good. All right, couple birdie looks coming up, couple par looks. Jai up first for the birdie after almost acing. Good birdie. Edan getting the birdie as well, and Jai with a couple back-to-back birdies now is not only separating himself from Jeffrey for that third place finish, but he's going to be challenging Devin for second place at this point. Devin's got a par look here, so 2 holes to go with 2 strokes between second and third on our lead card anyway.
Just says OB long of basket. Oh, really? Yeah. So I don't know if that means it's stakes or if it's free. That is way too, broad.
There you go. 2 holes left. Very birdieable one. Hole 26, 208 feet. And the cart path, which surrounds the basket and goes up the left side of the fairway, is playing as a river OB. So as long as you don't land on that cart path, you are good. And then there is the creek down to the right side that is also out of bounds.
Jai, after his back-to-back birdies, has the tee, going with the little chip forehand approach. I like it. Fairway shapes nicely for it. Comes up a little short, but a birdie look nonetheless.
Edan throwing that same disc from the last hole. Another finessey backhand. Like father,
Hanging
like
out.
son.
Yep, there you go.
Guess the apple, the disc doesn't fall far from the tree.
Good forehand from Jeffrey. Should give him maybe a 25-footer or so. And Devin hanging out down there with the Badajos team. Yeah, good putt, Devin. Good birdie. Just an inch low. The struggle is real. All right, Jai for a turkey. Oh no, sit.
Oof.
Oh no, stops right on the path. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, worst case scenario running that birdie putt.
Beautiful putt from Edan. Another birdie. And he is officially a couple strokes better than he was in round one. 14 down for the round now. Birdieing over half the holes. And Jai takes his relief. He's going to look to tap in his bogey here. And that kind of makes it so there's a scoring separation between all four of our players. Like pretty much no matter what happens on this hole, their positions are predetermined, barring some absolute disaster from one of them.
Yeah, here we go. The final hole of the Top World 2024 season. Hole 27 out here at Boulder Creek, this golf course. It's a big, long fairway, par 5, the double mandos at the end. 881 feet. There's a fence on the OB on the left side that is out of bounds, and then the creek on the far right, which is also out of bounds.
Great finishing hole with scoring potential, but also very good scoring separation. This one averaging 5.27, about a third of a stroke over par, but the scoring separation is 27% birdie, 36% par, 18% bogey, and 18% double bogey. So little of everything on this one, which is what you want in a finishing hole, in my opinion.
Big power shot from Edan. Right back to the middle.
Push that as deep as possible.
That tree's deceiving. It looks so much closer than it is.
Good looking hyzer flip from Devin, getting full flight out of it, fading back to the middle of the fairway.
I'm pretty sure I'm. Oh, you just. Okay.
Honestly, the first shot on this hole pretty much looks like a formality. It's hard to mess it up, but the second shot matters a lot because you want to get good placement in front of the narrow double mando, and then third shot trying to get through them. The excitement on this hole comes after the drives. You can pretty much do whatever you want off the tee and be fine.
Yeah, I agree. First shot all about distance. I mean, you don't want to push it too far left because the footing does get pretty steep and a little soupy over there on the left side. And obviously, you don't want to shank it right and find the river somehow. Most of the pressure's on that second shot and the placement.
Roll back. That's fine.
It's not
Yeah. Not bad from Jai. Everyone in position. Let's see what they can do with their second shots here as we wrap up the Top World Disc Golf season. A little bit too much turn there from Edan. That fades back nicely. He should still be able to get through that double mando, I think. As long as that doesn't go too far left. Yeah, he probably has a hyzer through the double mando from there.
Looks pretty good. Swing left. Yeah, good placement.
Yeah. Perfectly lined up with the gap. A little grip lock from Jai there.
Slow down. That's fine.
Yeah, it's still okay. Not as far right as I thought it was going to end up. And first up on the third shots here, we got Jeffrey trying to throw a little hyzer chip shot through the double mando. Perfectly executed. I forget, did you say that path is OB, Keenan?
Today that is not OB. So
Okay.
It's just the fence line there on the left side.
Gotcha. It looked like he was trying to just lay up to the mouth of the double mando instead of throw through it, but he didn't even really do that. That's too bad.
And Edan with a great third shot. It's pretty much going to seal the deal. He's up by quite a few strokes and looking like he's going to take this one down.
Take this one down and stay bogey free for 27 holes.
That's got to feel good.
I wonder if he was bogey free in round one.
Yeah, we'll have a couple stats to look up. Like, is this his first win in California?
The one time you need a righty for.
Comment down below if you ever played with Edan.
Well, I did just look up his first round, and he was bogey free for that as well. So a 2-round tournament, 27 holes apiece. That is a long time to go bogey free, especially on a course with lots of OB like this one has.
Wow.
Remember, he hit a great putt on hole 1 to save par after going OB on the cart path this round.
Some stellar play then. So this will be for his birdie as well to finish out with a birdie.
Awesome. What a performance. Made the round a little less exciting, I suppose, because he distanced himself so much from the rest of the field, but it's always fun to watch anyone shoot a 15 under par on a 27-hole layout and go bogey free. Totally dominated the event. Oh no, Jai.
Yeah, and even though Jai didn't play as well as I think he could, it's still great to see his composure throughout these bad breaks and also his potential as such a young player.
For sure. I hope to see more of him in the future. More of him and his dad, for that matter. Both fun players to watch. He does finish with the par, shooting 3 under for the round.
All right, let's congratulate our 2024 Top World Disc Golf Tour Finale champion from Homer, Alaska, Edan.
Woo! Yeah, high five, baby.
Congrats,
There it is.
dude.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good meeting you. Great shooting.
Champion.
Yep. All I was about to say there, I just didn't want to cut off the announcement, is that Devin also ended at 3 down. Kind of funny that 3 players on the card shot the same round score. But right now it's all about this guy.
Exactly. Edan Badajos, your 2024 Top World Disc Golf Tour Finale champion, all the way out of Alaska, representing Moose Pretzel Disc Golf. Awesome to have him and his son out here for this event.
Gotta say, I love that name, Moose Pretzel.
Yeah, had to look into that. A little private course up there in Alaska. Would love to check it out sometime. So here's your scores after 27 holes. Edan putting together a solid 15 under par to take it down. And behind him is Devin. Rowell, who shot a 3 down, matched by Jai as well. A 3 down for the round. But Devin is going to tie Roshan, who we heard shouted out on some great birdie highlights, who shoots a 10 under par to tie Devin at -14 for the event. So followed by those two is Jai and Jeffrey sneaking into the top 5.
That was a fun watch, Keenan. Thanks everyone for joining us for the Top World Disc Golf Tour finale.
Here's our leaderboard for the 2024 Tour season. Aviel Gomez takes it down at 307.5 points in his event total at 8 events. We also saw Jeffrey McCormick sneaking in there to the top 10 and some other familiar Top World names. Thank you to all the players, volunteers, and tournament staff for all their help throughout the season, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks everyone. Have a good one.